Welcome back to the mix on this Ash Wednesday. Good to have you with us. We have with us now Dr. Stan Odle of Health or Us, and he's brought along Christine Drayton, and she's going to share her story with us as well. Good to see you, Dr. Stan.
What is it? It's an awesome company. It's publicly traded, focused not principally on nutritional supplements because they have a wide range of products. Very aggressive in terms of marketing, getting the word out there. Where I got into the picture was in May. I attached myself to the company because we've been hearing a lot about the founding principal owner, Dr. Joel Wallach, for many years, who wrote the book That Doctors Don't Lie, among several books he has written. One on the disease of exotic animals, a 1,200-page volume, which is now a national treasure. It's in the Smithsonian Institute and considered a national treasure. So here is a guy that then, and what fascinated me with him is because of my science background. Here's a guy that was a veterinarian. Then he went and became a natural medicine physician, doing all sorts of things, delivering babies, sewing up chainsaw wounds, etc., etc., researching with animals and then taking that. He's performed over 17,000 autopsies on animals and over 5,000 autopsies as a pathologist on human beings. So wealth of information he brought to the table when he formulated, if you like, or came up with the concept 90 for life. 90 essential nutrients is being as a pivotal argument to the stemming or the reduction of disease in human beings.
And that's what we're looking at here. The Foundation for Good Life is what it's called, 90 for Life.
90 for life.
And this is the start pack.
That is to kickstart good nutrition within human physiology. I would argue, or he would like to argue, and I would 100% support his argument, that that is pivotal. Why? Because if you look at the onset of any disease state in within human beings, you will find every single time it's a mineral deficiency. Not so much a vitamin deficiency, but a mineral deficiency. And this delivers 60 minerals, 12 vitamins, 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, and 2 to 3 fatty acids, like the omega-3s, 6s, and 9s.
All right, so the biggest problem here that we're hearing about now is chronic non-communicable diseases,
Absolutely.
fighting chronic non-communicable diseases.
Absolutely. It's not going away.
And what you're saying is this is a good place to start. That's
an excellent place to start, but also we need to educate. And this is why we're so involved or so committed, free of cost, putting on public lectures, and we're going to start back again. Remember, back part of last year, we had a series of these where we invited the Barbadian public, and we had folks even from abroad call into us and getting information and asking, because my consultation is totally free, both here and if you call me, it's not costing you anything. So we're willing to give people information to do what? Take back control of their health. Because it's very important that folks understand that you cannot eat whatever you want, and that may be negative from a nutritional standpoint, and hope to have good health. That's ludicrous.
Because you get the nutrients, etc., from what you eat.
We become what we eat.
Yes.
You eat good stuff, you're going to have good blood. And I use that term deliberately, good blood. If you eat junky stuff, fast foods and the junk that's proliferating out there, you will have bad blood. Bad blood, or what we call acidic blood, we can talk more about acidity and alkalinity a little bit later, leads to the dysfunctioning of organs within within the human system.
All right, so simple. Christine Drayton is here sitting with us, and you have a very interesting story that you'd like to share. Yes. Now, to get you started, you were diagnosed with breast cancer back in December of 2013. Yes, so it's been quite a journey for you. Yes. So tell me from that point how your story played out up until now, since December 2013.
Well, in 2013, I an operation, 2014, February the 12th. I had the operation on the Tuesday, and I was home the Wednesday. I was sent home the Wednesday because I get out of the bed and started to walk around the ward. And the morning when the doctor came looking for bed 20, she was not in the bed. She wondering, where is bed 20? And when I came out and she saw me, she was so surprised that I was walking about and looking so strong. And she asked me, are you okay? And I said, yes. And she said, are you sure? I said, yes, I'm okay. And she said, the operation was very successful because it was a short journey. I was diagnosed with it in December, the second week before Christmas. And then there was a very nice doctor, Dr. Bess, works at the Cancer Society. The way how I take it, because when they called me and they gave me the news, I don't know what happened. It seems as if he was looking to hold me, you know, to caress me, thinking that I would fall. Mm-hmm. But from the time they called me and told me that the doctor wanted me, I said, I know what it is.
Yeah, it would be bad news.
It will be bad news.
Yeah.
And I am a child of God.
Yeah.
And God has given me a gift of faith. I believe God that what he said in his word, just what he said he would do, he would do.
Yeah.
So when I heard the news, my faith built up. And I said, Lord, what it is, you have to do what you know best for me to do. I cannot do it, the doctors can't do it, but you have to do it.
Yeah.
And when I went in and he asked me if I'm frightened, I tell him no.
No. So you had the operation.
Yeah.
And you were up and about, but they told you after the operation that you had to take chemotherapy.
Chemo, yes. Yeah. They told me that I had to take a heart test to see if my heart is strong enough to take the chemo. I went and I take the chemo, the test, and they called me and they told me that the chemo started. I had 4 doses of that chemo. After that 4 doses finished, when I went back to take the other 4, because it was 9 doses, the doctor told me that, Miss Drayton, we cannot give you the chemo. I asked her why. She said, because we have not get back the report from the heart, for the heart test as yet. So I stand up and I look at her and I said, very strange that they have not get back the report and they given me the chemo. She told me that she given me 3 weeks appointment. I went and I have 3 weeks appointment, went back, I had the same story.
Okay. How were you feeling when you were taking the chemo though? Because you said after the operation, you said you were up and about and feeling good. So after you had the 4 doses of chemo, how were you feeling?
I was feeling good.
Okay.
But I was feeling good, but you know, in between I was feeling a little bit weak. Mm-hmm. I was weak and, you know, feeling down. Sometimes I will fall into depression, which I was told that I will be like that. You know, at times you will fall into depression. I had to keep away from like hearing negative stories and all like that. So, you know, sometimes you would hear a bit negative things, and sometimes you will just sit and you will just feel like you're going into depression.
Yeah.
But believing in God, I speak the word in my life.
Yeah. So you told me after you took the chemo, all of the hair came out and stuff as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of the hair came out.
Yeah.
My head was bald like my face.
Yeah.
And you know, my family didn't take it easy.
Yeah, because obviously with the hair gone and so on, you probably took on looking a bit sick, and because of your faith,
yeah,
you probably were still out and about, but they could see a difference in you.
Yes.
So this carried on with the hospital, where they were giving you appointments to come back.
Yes.
But every time you went, they were saying, we can't give you the other treatments because we haven't had the results.
Yes.
And then one day something happened.
One day an angel stepped in. An angel stepped in the cancer clinic, And I told them that I was not coming back, because when I went there that day and they told me that they cannot give me the chemo anymore. But before I went in the clinic, I was talking to God. I said, God, you know why I cannot have this chemo. So if you're hiding it, you keep hiding it, because you know why you're hiding it. So when I went in, she told me again that she cannot give it to me. So I told her I'm not coming back. I said, I'm not coming back here. And she said, yes, Miss Drayton, you have to come. I said, no, I'm not coming. So when I stepped out the room from the doctor, this angel stepped up. I never knew her. I never saw her. And she asked me, do you have another treatment option?
Yeah.
She said, do you have another option to take, because I heard you saying that you are not coming back. So I look at her and I smile. And I went out and I made the appointment. And then the angel walked behind me. And she said, I heard you saying that you are not coming back. You have another option about taking. I said, not really. And she had to begin to talk to me about doctors, tell me about Dr. Stan Odle. And you know, sometimes when you heard about this treatment, you feel that sometimes you doubt.
Yeah.
You doubt because sometimes you heard about this treatment and sometimes they don't work.
All right, so you heard about Dr. Stan Odle. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, she's going to tell you what happened from the point where she met Dr. Stan up until now. Stay with us.
My name is Grace Chambers, and I'm a mentor on The Bank on Me show. Will I be watching The Bank on Me TV show on CBC TV Channel 8 on Tuesdays at 8 p.m.? Absolutely.
Bank on Me, Tuesdays 8 p.m. on CBC TV 8.
Stick fighting was used as both a recreation, competitive sort of thing, and as a defensive strategy.
Welcome back to The Mix. Today we're sitting in with Dr. Stan Odle of Health or Us Clinic and Christine Drayton. Before we went to break, Christine was telling us about her journey with breast cancer. She was diagnosed in December of 2013. To proceed, she had the operation done, then she proceeded to have some of the chemotherapy done, and then she couldn't continue with the treatments because she was waiting on the results of a heart test, a heart stress test.
Yes.
All right, so you decided to try Dr. Stan in spite of the doubt.
Yes, I decided to try Dr. Stan because the angel was calling me and she was saying, Christine, you have to get this treatment because you need it. And it's a good treatment, it's a natural treatment, and you need that treatment to, you know, get you up and alive. I want to live. And in 2 weeks' time, I saw Dr. Stan, and he told me about the treatment. He first pointed to me with Youngevity, and I accept Youngevity, but he told me that I have to take this ozone treatment in order for my blood to clear from the cancer cells that is still in me. So I told him, okay, I will think about it. I received the Youngevity treatment, started to take them. I started to feel with energy, especially one that he gave to me to boost up my system.
And you told me that just 2 weeks after you started taking the treatment, you saw your hair start coming back in as well.
My hair started coming back, and from there it started to grow, and I'm feeling so good.
Wow.
I'm feeling good.
Because you told me you got to the point where, because you're located in Grisette's, Dr. Stan,
you
told me you got to the place where you were able to catch a van and go to Grisette's, come back to town, walk up through Broad Street.
Yes, ma'am.
Catch a van, go home.
Yes.
You were able to cook your food again and eat, and you know, so it brought your energy back.
Yes. And he started to give me the ozone treatment. I have 10 doses of those ozone treatment. 10 doses. And I'm telling you, that treatment make me alive again. I'm alive.
If I can just say, with the ozone treatment she's referring to, a lot of folks in Barbados, when they hear of ozone, they think of sitting in a steam tube with your head out. This is a very different procedure, and I think you may have an image of that. This is intravenous. It's called Intravenous Medical Ozone Therapy, where the blood is made to exit, your cannulated blood is made to exit one arm, goes through like a dialyzing unit. It's very similar to kidney dialysis, the procedure. And then before the blood is put back into the other arm, it's bombarded with ozone. Now, a little bit about the background and history of this. Everyone has probably heard of that cancer cannot live in oxygen.
Okay.
And that's because the German biochemist, a guy by the name of, brilliant biochemist by the name of Dr. Otto Warburg, proved, and hence he won the Nobel Prize in Medicine in 1966 for it, that cancer cannot live in oxygen. Well, oxygen is O2. Ozone is O3. It's three oxygen atoms make up the ozone molecule. Very aggressive. And ozone is anti-cancer, which means it kills cancer cells, is antiviral, which means it kills viruses, HIV/AIDS, Ebola, you name it, SARS, it will knock it out. It's antifungal and it's antibacterial, which means it kills funguses or fungi, and it will kill bacteria as well. So the applications for intravenous or recirculatory hemoperfusion is another name for it, is very extensive because it goes to the root of the problem, which is correcting the blood terrain, the pH of the blood, and empowering the cells of the blood to get moving again.
All right, I'm happy that you were able to find an alternative that worked out for you,
Yes, ma'am.
Christine.
Yes.
There's another side to Youngevity as well, Dr. Stan, in that, you know, we know that these are tough times and there are a lot of people looking to get into entrepreneurship,
Yes.
or basically to, you know, to be their own boss. So there's another side of Youngevity that you want to share.
Right, absolutely. What we intend to do, starting, in fact, this Saturday, we're going to be at the Gill Memorial Church, just there, Fairfield Road. And continuing next Tuesday at the Black Rock Cultural Center. Both meetings are totally free to the general public. 7 o'clock start. Actually, registration begins at 6:30, and we'll start at 7. And what we're trying to do with these series of meetings that are going to go on for several months is to encourage folks who may be retired, who may be unemployed, students, parents and guardians of or young people, to come out and listen to how involvement with this program that Youngevity have, this program of products, can get themselves off the unemployment line. In other words, we're going to be teaching entrepreneurship. We have to learn, I'm saying this deliberately, particularly as people of color, we have to get away from this notion that a job is the answer. A job is not the answer. And multi-level marketing, this is what we're introducing, is something that's taught at Harvard University. It focuses on allowing the individual to leverage or maximize two very rare commodities, want of a better word. What are they? Time and money. We all have a limited amount of time. There are only 24 hours in a day, and we all have somewhat limited resources. But what if a youngster can be taught how to get from under the bondage of debt? What about our young women that's falling prey to all kinds of devices because they're short of $1, maybe to help themselves or to help as a single mom? And you know how this story goes. This would be a powerful opportunity for those folks without a whole lot of outlay. And we've had commercial banks, we ran this by 3 or 4 commercial banks, and they thought it was brilliant, whereby they could even get, and we'll show them exactly the sort of assistance that the local banking fraternity here is willing to engage in to help folks take back financial control of their lives.
But Youngevity, you know, it's twofold, if we can put it like that. It's about taking financial responsibility for your life, and it shows you how to take responsibility for your health-wise as well. So you're kind of, as we would say in Bajan parlance, killing two birds with one stone.
Absolutely.
Yeah. How do you get involved with Youngevity?
It's easy. It's a referral marketing program, so you would contact the person that first referred you. They would show you how you can sign up. You get a package of products, and this is what we'll be explaining. And with the entrepreneurship scheme, obviously a retiree may have access to some starting funds. A person that just got laid off may have a little bit of money saved. They can use that to start. But for the person that, let's say, just finished Samuel Jackman or just finished university, may not have any funds, certainly don't have a job, their parent or guardian can step forward, so the bank is telling me, with a job letter, 2 pieces of ID, a recent utility bill, and a recent pay slip. And because the amount we're looking for to get started with this program is so minimal, the guardian, the person that stepped up to the plate, on signing, taking responsibility for that youngster, can access the program very, very
what
easily.
type of funds are we talking about for people to get started?
We're talking, you know, minimum loans in banks these days are like 5,000 Barbados. We're talking $2,000.
Okay.
$2,000.
So that's the amount you need to kind of get the starter kit get going.
Yes.
All right, let's talk now about when Dr. Wallach was here. I attended one of the seminars.
Yes.
And he was talking about the goal of getting Barbados diabetic free.
Absolutely.
So talk to us about that and how that has been going.
Okay, that's moving along very nicely. In fact, last week we had a meeting, direct meeting with a senior minister in government, and Dr. Wallach called into that meeting opportunity at that given time in government headquarters. And we're laying out a plan and a proposal for this government to take a good swing at. Why do we need to do that? Because I've been preaching for the longest while, and you can look back on the records in the newspaper and the television and so on, that I've been saying unless we are willing and take serious action steps to reduce the healthcare budget, we're going to bankrupt this country. And I'm not going to let that happen under my watch, as it were. So we're going to be tackling diabetes. We want to make Barbados the first country on planet Earth that's diabetic free. Heart disease and also the incidence of renal failure, kidney disease. We're having far too many folks in this country, week after week, month after month, having to put themselves on kidney dialysis. Dr. Wallach, using his strategies and his nutritional programs, have taken people off kidney dialysis machines that were on dialysis for 10, 20, 40, 50 odd years and more. He's reversed type 1, type 2 diabetic conditions, get people off of heart medications, prevented folks from having joint and knee replacement surgeries. And all of these, because we have a system here, and I think it is wrong, of paying for everybody's health, we will sink this country. We cannot afford that. Barbados, I don't know of any nation that can afford that.
Definitely have to take responsibility. There was an article that you wanted me to go through
absolutely,
for you. And it's taken from a newspaper article of a few years ago, written by one Lisa King. And I'm going to read from it. It says, a local medical doctor says conventional methods of treating cancer should be augmented by complementary alternative medicine for increased effectiveness. It carries on that the percentages are like this. The conventional approach to the treatment of cancer at the moment, if all goes well, you have something like a 3% success. And when they take all the modalities into consideration, the complementary approach is touching as high as 90% success. This is according to the doctor who was named as Dr. Maurice Smith. Went on to say that they should consider complementary alternative medicine to supplement the treatments and suppress the cancer to a point where it might not recur. He said the approach was not recognized by medical fraternity, even though the evidence was there to support it. You know, he basically said that it effectively cleanses the body and removes things that cause the cancer cells to thrive. And the alternative methods help to build up the immune system. And the last part of it, of course, I'm just reading from parts of the article. The last part of it says medicines poison the system, so one should think in terms of complementary medicine that could prevent the cancer from coming back. So, you know, like he mentioned here, there are a lot of conventional doctors who will not necessarily suggest or agree.
Yes. Yeah.
So what would be your response?
That's an amazing, amazing revelation, and may God bless Dr. Morris Smith for having, I'm going to use an old Bajan term, the gall to say such words. He's totally true. It's totally correct. Drugs, I know because I used to make the very drugs that go on the drugstore shelves. There's not a single drug in the PDR. There's a large volume. It's called a physician's desk reference. Over 250,000 drugs there, and not one of them cures any disease. So for a medical doctor to actually admit that and to say that drugs are harmful is a revelation beyond compare. What we need to do is to get folks to understand God has put herbs on this earth, and if you give, and he's made reference to the statement similar to what I'm going to be quoting now, if you give the body the nutrition it needs, your body made by the master is sufficiently intelligent to correct any disease condition. And I would argue that from a biochemical standpoint. I would argue that with any scholar.
Okay. Christine, are you still on the products as we speak?
Yes, I'm still on the product.
And how is it going? You look good.
Very good, thank you.
Yeah.
I was told, they was telling me all the time that I'm looking well. I went to St. Vincent and I had a son there, and maybe when he was hearing that I'm coming, I will be looking like an, like an old ghost or something. Yeah. But when I saw him, he said, "Mommy, you look so good. Mommy, you look good." Yeah. And I said,
and I can see that you're feeling good too.
I'm feeling good.
Dr. Stan, how can we get in contact with you?
Yeah, our contact numbers, of course, we're Health Rest Clinic, Grisette's Main Road. Consultations are totally free, always been, always will be. 624-3612, that's 624-3612. You can call and make appointments. We have, by the way, a lot of folks call from down the islands. Now they're hearing of some of the strategies that we have to offer here. The cell number, if you need that, is 253-5858, 253-5858. By email, you can reach me also at myhealthdoctor@yahoo.com. That's myhealthdoctor@yahoo.com. Please come out to the sessions we're having. These are free sessions. We're going to be talking health, and we're also going to be shifting.
When are the sessions?
The sessions are this Saturday at Ann Gill Memorial Methodist Church on Fairfield Road.
At what time?
7 o'clock sharp. We start registration for
7 p.m.
those sessions at 7 p.m. Registration's at 6:30, and then on Tuesday, and it will continue like that. Saturday, Ann Gill. Tuesday, the Black Rock Cultural Center at 7, 6:30 registration. Free of cost, there's no cost. Please come out. We want to help those. Of course, if you know someone with cancer.
We're going to supplement the information. We're going to put that information on the Facebook page for you. If you want to call, we'll let you know. Remember, it's 624-3612 and 253-5858. Health RS, Dr. Stan. Thanks for coming in so much.
Thank you so much.
Christine Drayton, thank you, Dr. Stan.
Thank you.
And thank you for viewing. Continue to enjoy your Ash Wednesday. And remember, it's the Lenten season. So be on the lookout. Good afternoon. That's right.